What's going on, visionaries? Welcome to episode 13, back half of the season. We're capping it at 16. But today I'm joined by the legendary, the Chandler Huskey, Dr. Chandler Huskey.
The Dr. Chandler Huskey.
She's dope, y'all. Welcome to the Vision Room Social.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, for real. If you've listened to this pod, you know how it starts. You meet a stranger, they ask you, Chandler, what do you do? How do you explain that concisely?
So I initially answered that I'm a sports chiropractor. I like to kind of separate myself from maybe the negative stigma of chiropractic.
Yeah.
I never really know how the receiving end of the answer of that question is going to take what my occupation is, unfortunately. My short answer is I'm a sports chiropractor.
Yeah. You TikTok famous? Or
No, I'm not on TikTok. I'm too old.
Dude, I think you can pull it off.
I've aged out of TikTok, but...
I don't know, for some reason that content is so satisfying to me. But you
as far as actual adjusting videos, I have thought about doing that. I actually think there are chiropractors that don't work. They make enough money off of TikTok. So I should probably be doing that. But dude, no, I'm not on TikTok.
Funny story. So like on TikTok, Chandler's like my actual chiropractor. That's how I found her. But I asked her on TikTok. There's this trend of like that Y strap. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that's not a thing? It's not like an actual chiropractic thing.
I mean, distraction is one thing, which is essentially what that is.
Yeah.
But it is exclusively for views. Like, it's something that's not talked about in school, and it's really new. Like, it's just something that's been around the last couple of years, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "Do you do the Y strap?" I'm like,
I was one of those basic people that.
Did you ask me that?
I asked for the Y strap.
Oh, I don't remember. You told on yourself.
It's okay. You fixed my leg. We're fine.
Oh yeah, how?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, great, incredible.
I was trying to be young, play flag football with the students I helped lead at church, but.
You win some, you lose some.
I know, win some, you lose some.
You gotta live your life.
So let's pull the timeline back. I know you at your practice, you like collaborate with your dad, right? So was chiropractic like that always the goal, or like how did you kind of like end up where you are now?
Yeah. So he's been a chiropractor since the 80s, long before I existed. And I always said that's what I was going to do. Mm-hmm. And then when the time came to start school, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I have what it takes to do that. I've always kind of taken the easy way out with school, and school's not really my strong point. And I hate to admit that because I feel like my education's like obviously a huge deal to be where I'm at, but it's just the truth. And so my answer is yes, I always thought I would be a chiropractor, but then when the time came between probably like 17 and 18 and 21, it was a really big decision and just kind of a struggle for me to decide if that was what I was going to do or not.
What you're going to do. Mm-hmm. So was your dad like egging you on, or was that just like...
yeah.
I was like, did he give you the option of
that's an understatement. Always just has like really pushed me to do that. And he convinced me and basically begged me. So,
but it sounds like it looks like it's something that you genuinely love now.
Yeah. And I do definitely want to kind of reorient what we do whenever he heads out, which is an unknown date at this point. But, I do have a vision for where I want to take it.
The practice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to take more hipster kids like me asking for the Y strap.
Yeah, pretty much actually.
No, but there's like actual medical needs for that.
The Y strap?
No, not the Y strap, for chiropractic.
Oh, yeah,
so
for sure.
You can't just be like, there's older people that need it. Everyone needs it.
Yeah. There's nobody that I don't see. So.
Quick plug, your practice here in Tulsa.
Oh yeah, I'm at Huskey Chiropractic Clinic.
Yeah, pull up. Backstory. I also see that you're super active with CrossFit. Mm-hmm. Like, so you have a lot of followers on Instagram, but I can't tell. Is that like a chiropractic following? Is that a CrossFit following?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I really have tried to do both. So I interact with a lot of chiropractic and CrossFit
accounts.
Like content. Just trying to find the right people to follow me. And I know they really encourage people on Instagram to like niche down, but at the end of the day, like I am a lot of both. And it took a lot of kind of trial and error to figure out how to make that work. And I noticed probably about a year in, like in retrospect, okay, my fitness content does a lot better. So I kind of err on the side of fitness at this point just because I feel like it gets more attention. but also like to throw in some chiropractic stuff to remind people what I do.
Yeah.
But I've built my entire practice on Instagram, 100% of it. So
well, that's how I found out about it, like for real.
Yeah. So it's been kind of a learning process, but
yeah. So like, where you at with CrossFit right now? Because I just be seeing you hitting these cleans. I'm like, Chandler's gonna break me, bro.
Where am I at? What do you mean by
that? Do you like compete or do you? Yeah.
Yes, I do currently compete. I feel like the last year or so I've kind of jumped back into the competitive realm of it, whereas in school I initially tried to compete. I competed before school. Yeah. So I've been CrossFitting for 10 years.
You haven't broke anything yet?
I did break an ankle, actually. Thanks for asking.
Oh, sad days.
Yeah, I fell off a rope climb when I was pretty new. Like, I knew how to get up, but I didn't really know how to get down, and that was the end result. Went to Disney World in a wheelchair.
Soul. Oh, sad days.
Yeah.
Man, you got the Mickey ears. You had your ice cream.
Yeah, something like that. So I did compete before school, jumped into school, tried to compete, and was like, whoa, I cannot do both of these. At that time, the sport was really young, and I had like a little bit of potential to be a decent athlete back then, as far as like I probably could have made it to regionals, which is the step before the CrossFit Games, and now that is so far out of my realm just because the sport's grown so much.
Yeah.
So I compete for fun locally. I've kind of capped it at Tulsa. I don't really like to travel because it stresses me out and it's very expensive.
Yeah, and you have a practice to run, you know.
Yeah. And I like to be mindful of kind of what I jump into as far as competitions. I don't like to be put myself in a team or whatever where I feel like I'd be potentially getting injured or like being so worried about winning that I would be stupid. But
your ankle again.
I do not want to break my ankle again. So yeah, that's something too. Yeah. Like the last couple of years just being in practice, I've had to be really cognizant of my body because without it I can't practice well. So
that's true.
Yes, I am.
But I think that if your social media following grows, you could qualify for like sponsorships and stuff like that, because like I feel like a lot of brands do that with like
I've
enough of a following.
A few whatever the
Amazon
word is.
Essentials.
Noble or Nike, let me know if you're listening to this podcast.
Are you a fan of those? I haven't heard of Noble.
Really?
What does that put me? Oh wait, just kidding. Noble.
Yeah.
I thought you said Noble, like Noble.
Yeah.
No, I know Noble.
Okay, yeah.
I got the high tops. My friend Rick, if you're listening, he put me on.
Oh, you have been.
High
we
tops,
love it. Yeah.
Black Friday though, so don't think I got it like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's so many incredible athletes. I feel like the only way that I could potentially get sponsorships is because of my career. But that would be long down the road and I'd be way cooler than I am right now.
This year you can pop off. It literally social media is so weird. It's not like you can quantify it. It's like the one thing just pops off, and then
that's what everybody says. You know, just keep at it.
You're at Alpha Elite Gym, just with Nobles.
Yeah, my reels did get monetized. Did I tell you this?
No, which one?
All of them. So
what?
I get paid for all my reels. Yeah. So
talk to us. Unpack it on the pod right now.
I don't know what the requirement is, but one of my friends at my CrossFit gym, he has something completely unrelated. He like makes knives or something. But he has like 20,000 followers because he records him making them.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, mine got monetized. And I was like, whoa, really? And we looked at mine and I was eligible for monetization. So I applied for it.
Is it because like a certain amount of views?
I don't know if it's views or followers or what, but something to that effect, because I wasn't eligible for however long, and then I was. So I applied for it and got monetized. Yeah. And so now
Instagram pays you?
Yeah, they drop it in your PayPal account.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to post a reel. We're going to collab with @Chandler Huskey.
I'll split it 50-50.
We'll split it 50-50.
You won't make much, but I'm willing to
$12.
Yeah.
Enough for me and Nate to go get a coffee or something.
Yeah.
Chandler, we're about at the halfway point of the episode. So up to this point, I think I've warned you. Like, we've done the Cash App Challenge or social media deep dive. And for you, I think we're going on the lane of social media deep dive. More because I want to dive deeper. This is a recent picture. I want to dive deeper into the picture. So I'm going to show you the picture right now. Nate's going to put it on the screen so people can see what we're talking about. So, okay, you're nervous?
Yeah.
No, you posted it on social, so like the world can see it.
It's public. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's going on there?
It's me.
Yes, it is you.
Yeah, so I was featured in Oklahoma Sports and Fitness. casual. They were just really nice and reached out and said, we want to feature you and kind of hear some of your story.
Like, slid in the DMs?
They did, yeah. And I was like, heck yeah, for sure. So
I don't think you give
just...
yourself enough credit, dude. You out here. You really out
here. No, they were really nice, and he was awesome to work with. His name's Sean. So
what was the backstory? Because, like, I mean, there's a whole article and there's pictures. So, like, that took some time, you know? So...
As far as the actual article?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just emailed me some questions and we talked about it and I sent some stuff back and then
wow, that's way more chill than I thought it was.
Yeah, it was not a big deal at all, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Cool. So how recently was that? Because at the time we're filming this, it's December, but people will hear this in February. So how long ago from right now was that?
I think we probably talked about it in October and then the feature was November, December, or maybe we had talked about it in September. But yeah.
How's that feel? Like, I would feel weird. I like seeing my face on a magazine.
It was really weird, actually. He had sent it to me in an email, so I saw what it was going to look like. But then I went and got my like pickup information at the Route 66 marathon.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen it yet, but they had like the feature there, and so I went and flipped to the page, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's my face!" Like sitting at this booth, and all
I
these
immediately
people.
regret this decision.
Yeah, it was just really strange. I was like, "Whoa, that's weird."
Yeah,
and that was that. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
For me, it's all the degrees in the back.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
Where was this at your office?
Yeah, that's in my treatment room. Where you are?
Where? I've been there.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I feel like the only times I've been has been like later in the day.
Oh yeah.
So and that looks like
you gotta
it's
look at the walls next time.
I'm too worried trying to get my leg fixed over here. I was
too worried
limping,
about the
dude.
knee injury. It's understandable.
Fast forward to today. So you have a practice. You have I guess local Tulsa CrossFit competitions.
Yeah.
What goals or where can you see like the trajectory of the Dr. Chandler Huskey going?
As far as professional or
both
okay.
Professional and CrossFit.
CrossFit, I feel like I wouldn't like to say that I've peaked, but I've definitely kind of done what I feel like I can do. I think I'm better now than I've ever been. And I would obviously like to stay on that trajectory. But as far as competitions go, I don't know that I'm going to do a whole lot more than I'm doing now. It's always just going to be for fun. And then as far as professionally, when my dad, he will probably not listen to this.
It's okay. Not even if his daughter's on it?
Well, I'm hoping he wouldn't. I have actually recently been thinking about doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And it would be a big jump for me, and I don't know that I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
But I'm just like really ready to jump into what I want to do, which would be a clinic gym hybrid. So
Vision Room Social exclusive.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
Dr. Chandler Huskey experience. Basically Alpha Land in Tulsa. Dude, that is super dope.
Yeah, it would be a dream, and I'm kind of working on it behind the scenes as far as like I've collected a lot of gym equipment already, just so I don't have to like draw out $50,000 all at once to do it.
Just like it's
so
like
I have...
2 10-pound dumbbells and a armband. Hey,
Are
you started
ready?
somewhere. You started somewhere.
No, I do have. I was really fortunate and got the huge pull-up rig from Sky when they switched to Genesis for a really good price. So I have just stuff like that, like in storage, and
where can I get my merch?
I know I'm actually working on t-shirts right now too, but also an exclusive.
I wear XL. Nate also wears XL. So.
Okay, well I bought 10, so
okay.
So anyway, clinic gym hybrid. The whole goal with that is basically to take people in acute care, so like spine pain, obviously. Send them into the it's essentially like a clinic with a CrossFit gym connected to it. So it wouldn't be a CrossFit affiliate per se, but just set up like a CrossFit gym. And then it's acute care like you've had. Yeah. So adjustment table type of treatment.
Clowning
and then,
me. Like you've had.
Yep. And then transition them into the gym side of it.
Yeah.
And so with me, I have like a really big heart for whatever reason for people who are intimidated by the gym, just because I love it so much, and I feel like everybody deserves to have a spot like that.
I love that.
And so the whole idea is like people who wouldn't regularly go to a gym, they go to your gym for rehab, so they have somebody over them, like a physical therapy assistant or something like that, personal trainer that's working with them through their injury in fitness, and then once they get over their injury, they're like, oh, I actually love it here and I love the people, and so they become members. So it becomes like you have gym members, but also I'd have a clinic, so it's kind of a little bit of both.
That's a dope vision, dude.
That's my dream.
I believe in you. Let's freaking get it.
Thank you. Sweet.
So if I pop or break something at your gym, I just walk across the hall and you got a clinic.
Yeah. You break it, we buy it.
Dude, I feel like you can give some advice to like young professionals, young creatives, because I mean, if you put all your stuff on paper, you got hella followers on Instagram, you're running your own practice, you got a vision for somewhere that you're going, and I feel like a lot of us, at least like younger millennials, older Gen Z, we get stuck. I'm totally kidding. What am I? I don't know what I am. I think I'm I don't know. That's another tangent.
You're Gen Z. How old are you?
20. I'll be 26 in January 16th.
You're not that much younger than me. I'm 29.
Yeah. I think we're the same generation. I'm
a millennial, regretfully.
I know. Okay, so quick tangent. I'm going to come back to the question.
Okay.
So millennials technically end in 1996. I'm born 1997, like 2 weeks into it. So I think I have a lot of the cultural references from the millennials.
You're teetering the
But
line.
then I have behavior patterns of the Gen Z.
Yeah.
So I'm like I'm the older Gen Z, but the younger millennial. That's what I was trying to say. Like
best of both worlds.
Our age group.
Only winning.
I feel like that window of like 25 to 35 is our generation. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant by that question. Yep. But basically, people in our age group get stuck somewhere. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that hate their job or like they're not quite where they want to be. And I feel like you can give some insight on that because you just like have not been afraid to dream big, not been afraid to do it. Like if you could give some advice to that like population of people.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about that coming in here because I kind of knew that was going to be a question. But you say that I'm not afraid, which is funny because I feel like I am more afraid than anybody.
Oh, we talked about this. Enneagram 6.
Yeah. So, and that's something I've learned in the last like year or two is what I am on paper and like how I perceive myself are two very different things, yet everybody perceives me as what I am on paper. Mm-hmm. And I've had fear around everything that I've done. And so
you've done it afraid?
Yeah. And I think in retrospect, I can see like, okay, I've done X, Y, and Z, so many things that have been so scary to me. And so I think with repetition, you kind of learn I'm more capable than I thought I was. Mm-hmm. And that's something I definitely still battle with all the time, but it's kind of the growing process of I've done it scared. And I mean, I was scared to death to go to chiropractic school. I waited. I tell this story all the time. I was in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru at 100 and whatever Memorial, which is like 10 feet away from us. And I got an email from the school that said, we need to know today if you're starting the program. I was 2 weeks out from starting the program and didn't even. Oh, yeah. And I moved there. The guy I was dating at the time was living in Kansas City, actually. And so I like stayed at his apartment for a week because I didn't have anywhere to live. I mean, it was that last minute. I was so scared. And you just keep showing up, and it's just stepping into fear and kind of giving yourself more credit than you think you might deserve, and then eventually you just kind of show up and you're there. So
dropping bars on the pod casually. Chandler, thanks for coming on the pod. Before we close, anything you want to plug? We plugged your practice, but socials, stuff you have coming up, let us know.
Yeah, just my Instagram, really. I don't know that I have anything coming up.
What is it? What's your @
Dr. Chandler Huskey, Huskey.
Facts.
Yeah.
Is this episode sponsored by Husky Chiropractic?
This episode is sponsored by Husky Chiropractic. Yeah. Yes.
Thanks for that. I'm gonna get a strip of KT tape. That's it. That's the sponsorship.
Perfect. Yeah.
Dude, thanks for coming on the pod.
Yeah.
Visionaries. We'll catch you next week.
Don't gotta wait till I see it in my hands.